We have gathered some extremely compelling stories, ones that are rarely told in the media but that unquestionably make the world a better place, because it is not only humans who perform acts of kindness and bravery, but animals are also among the most compassionate and altruistic creatures on the planet. And this emphasis will be placed on stories in which animals have saved human lives as the main characters, those furry, fuzzy, shady, and shadowy heroes who seek neither glory nor recognition, and those vigilantes who act solely for the purpose of being fair-minded and balanced in spirit, and on stories in which animals have saved human lives as the main characters. Watch this video to learn about the top 10 remarkable creatures that have saved people's lives. Number 10. Lulu the rescue Vietnamese pig. Lulu comes to the rescue. Joanne Altsman, the owner of a Vietnamese pig named Lulu, dropped to the ground one day like any other, a nonsensical pain hitting her chest. She was the victim of a cardiac arrest, and if she hadn't received the support of her Vietnamese pig named Lulu, she would have undoubtedly passed away. She did not hesitate to impede traffic by lying down on the road to warn someone so that they could assist her mistress when she saw her mistress twisting in pain on the ground and came out of the house at full speed. She refused to take no for an answer, and as she walked back to her house with the sole aim of keeping an eye on Joanne, she attempted unsuccessfully to seek aid. She immediately ran down to the street to call for help. Her efforts were not in vain, as one individual eventually stopped and followed the Vietnamese pig, which took him to her mistress, who was lying on the floor. Joanne was fortunate to be in the company of Lulu, since she would have died if she hadn't been rescued by the Good Samaritan who called for help right away, saving her life. Consequently, Lulu the Vietnamese pig has earned a place on our list of animals who have saved people's lives. Number 9. Jambo the remarkable gorilla parent. Jambo is a silver-backed gorilla who lives at the Jersey Zoological Society. As soon as a child fell into Jambo's pen, Jambo sprung to his feet and caressed the child's back, as if to reassure him that everything would be all right. When the little child woke up and began crying, Jambo not only moved to the side of him to defend him from the aggression of his fellow friends, but he also escorted his counterparts away from the scene so that rescuers could intervene. Thanks for your dedication to saving lives, Jambo. You've earned your spot among our best life-saving animals. Number 8. Toby the Dr. Golden Retriever. Despite the fact that Toby had never studied medicine, he was able to do the Heimlich technique successfully. When Toby discovered that his mistress was choking to death due to a piece of apple caught in her throat, he did not hesitate and shoved her forcibly against her chest, which eventually released the apple murderer. According to legend, after his mistress was able to breathe again, our sweet Toby never stopped licking the face of his fortunate mistress. As you may be aware, golden retrievers are considered to be one of the world's most intelligent dog breeds. Number 7. 3 guardian lions. This story took place in 2012 when a young African girl was kidnapped by 7 guys and dumped in the wilderness, seemingly dead, since she refused to marry one of them. The police launched a search to locate the young lady, and after a day of intensive searching, they were able to locate her. She was guarded by 3 lions, who appeared to be guardian dogs, who stood guard around her. Because of the excellent outcome, our 3 Savannah Kings were able to leave with the feeling that they had completed their task. Number 6. An elephant lifeguard. It is the kindness and energy of a 4-year-old elephant that has enabled Amber Mason, an elephant lifeguard, to stay alive. If Amber was riding on the elephant's back when the tsunami struck in 2004, she would have been saved from the devastation. When the wave slammed at them with all of its might, the elephant turned its back to form a protective wall around the unlucky Amber Mason and her companions. Take a moment to please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Number 5. Mandy the maternal goat. Noel Osborne, a lifelong farmer, starts his day as he always does. He goes about his business as usual until a terrible accident tosses him into a manure pile, breaking his hip. When Osborne became immobilized and was too far away from anyone to hear his cries for help, his goat Mandy stepped in and took care of him for 5 days straight. She laid down on him to keep him warm, and she even allowed Osborne to drink some of her milk to help him survive. Don't you think this is one of the most incredible animals to have saved people's lives, and that it deserves to be recognized? Number 4. Mila the savior beluga. Yang Yun was competing in a simulated apnea competition in a beluga whale pond in China when the incident occurred. Everything appeared to be going smoothly until she realized that her legs were no longer responding to her commands. Once she was back on the surface and able to breathe again, Mila appeared from nowhere to save her, grabbing her leg with her jaws and taking her back to the surface with her. Number 3. Lefty, the personal bodyguard. A group of 4 determined robbers forced their way into a house and did not hesitate to shoot the owner of the property, who would almost surely have perished if Lefty had not flung himself on him to protect him from the bullet's impact. This shadow hero sustained a life-threatening injury and, unfortunately, had to have one of his legs amputated as a result of the ignorance of human beings. But he is still alive and has spared his master from certain death by rescuing him. Isn't this a touching story about animals who saved people's lives? Number 2. Kabang, the heroine dog. Kabang, a street dog owned by Mr. Rudy Bungle, gained notoriety in December 2011 when she saved the lives of Mr. Bungle's daughter and her cousin when they attempted to cross the street along Nunez Extension. The dog sprang over the 2 kids to deflect the force of a speeding motorcycle that may have struck them, saving the girls but causing her nose to be severed in the process. People from all over the country were moved by her bravery and congratulated her on her achievement. Dr. Lim was one of them, and he went the extra mile to save the dog by transporting her to the United States for a snout repair surgery. Even though Kabang has suffered extremely serious injuries, she has been able to undergo surgery thanks to donations from all around the world and is now able to live a happy life with her master and the 2 human beings she saved at the risk of her own life. Number 1. William the Alert Parrot. William the Alert Parrot, Willie, as he is affectionately known in this small family. One of the world's most beloved parrots has been recognized for his heroic actions after hearing the screams of an injured young girl who had choked on her meal. Willie, a Quaker parrot, has been awarded the Animal Lifesaver Award by the local chapter of the American Red Cross. Megan Howard, Willie's owner, was babysitting a youngster in November when the incident occurred. When Howard walked out of the room, Hannah, the little child, began to choke on her breakfast. "Mama, baby," Willie cried again while flapping his wings, and Howard arrived just in time to find the girl already turning blue. Howard saved Hannah's life by performing the Heimlich technique, but he believes Willie is the true hero of the story. We could go into great detail about what transpired, but we think it's more important to quote the babysitter's account of what happened. "The moment I walked into the bathroom, Willie began screeching and flailing his wings in a way I had never heard him do before. The only time I became concerned was when he yelled, 'Mommy, baby.' I then left the room. That's when I noticed Hannah had a blue face on her face.